Hey everyone, welcome back again to the Candid Lens. In this video, I want us to discuss a particular topic, which is like the opposite of the previous topic that I just posted on this same channel. And that is underconsumption or underconsumption core. I know that in the previous video where we discussed overconsumption, and this is when a lot of people are spending even over their budgets or over their spending limits just to be the it girl or the it guy or to follow the trend that is being pushed on social media. But in this video, we're going to discuss the underconsumption. I know you're going to be thinking, so why are we discussing underconsumption when we already knew overconsumption is bad? Trust me, a lot of people might think that underconsumption is harmless or even trendy, but there's a lot more to unpack here. So let's dive in.
I need to talk about this underconsumption thing that I keep seeing on TikTok. Because here's the thing. I have never thought of myself as being an underconsumption person. I would actually say I'm an overconsumer. But as I see these people's videos, they'll show something and be like, this is all the makeup I have. And this literally is all the makeup I have. I only have one pair of tennis shoes. I have, I think, one, maybe two pairs of jeans. And I shop all the time. Like, I am not an underconsumer. I think it's less of underconsumption and more of just being a normal person. It's like a lack of overconsumption, I guess, which maybe is the point. I guess the reality is, if we could afford it, we probably would all be overconsuming to the level that like these celebrities and influencers are. However, we can't. If you are just a normal person, you cannot afford to have every color of every item in a makeup line. Like, when you have money, you spend it on what you care about. So if I had money to buy like designer purses and stuff, I would be doing so. And I think that's the same for a lot of you. But maybe I'm just missing the point.
If you're on your minimalism journey and you feel like you're failing, it's probably because you're missing one of the two components that you actually need to be successful at it. I'm going to tell you exactly what those two things are so you can figure out which one you're missing. But first, I like to point out how dedicated I am because I have a 10 unit on my back right now because I have a knot the size of a grapefruit. And when I started to make the video, the phone was shaking with this. So I've got it now on a tripod in between my legs. We're going to try to sit still. So the way to reach a more minimalistic state in your home is through two things. One is decluttering regularly, and two is not over-consuming. Now, I know underconsumption talk is huge right now, and I am living for it, but it is only half the battle. If you're consciously trying to consume less, whether it is to save money, save your sanity, your space, the planet, all of the above, that's great. Continue to do that. Life just means that we acquire things even if we are not over-consuming them. Like, we just acquire shit throughout our lives. It's just the way that it is. And this is why you cannot neglect decluttering on a regular basis. What that regular basis looks like for everyone is different. I prefer to do a little bit here, a little bit there. Some people will say, okay, like every season or twice a year, once a year, I'm just going to do a whole big decluttering. Whatever works for you. I don't give a shit. Like, do what feels best to you, but make sure that you're doing it more than once a decade, which a lot of people think that's all they need. But again, even if you're not over consuming, you are still acquiring crap. You get gifts from other people. I get free stuff from your job or from events you go to. There's stuff that like you're not like actively consuming, but that come into your life. And just in general, like our needs are there, that we need things when maybe in that moment, but we don't need it a year from now. So you have to get rid of the stuff that is not just the like ridiculous excess. Here's the beauty of combining both of these processes and these habits is that the less you overconsume, the less shit you have to declutter. So you really don't have to do it very often. I've been on my own decluttering journey way before I started my professional organizing business and going down that road. And I've made my own mistakes, and I've watched my clients make mistakes and friends and family make mistakes. And this is one of the biggest ones that I've seen is that if you think, okay, well, if I'm getting rid of stuff all the time, no big deal. Like one in, one out. If I get rid of this, I can buy something else. That's not necessarily gonna help you, because you're always gonna have the same level of clutter if you think like that. Flip side, you're saying, well, I'm not overbuying, so I can't really get rid of the stuff that I have because I don't have extras, and what if I need it one day when you don't need it one day? Like, that's not helping you either. If you're on your minimalism journey, one, I commend you because it's not easy, but it's worth it. Less is definitely more. And two, I encourage you to follow me because I literally won't shut up about this topic.
Another thing I learned from rich, successful, smart people is to use what you have, and I'm using everything that I have now because I'm obsessed with underconsumption TikTok. So thank you for all your tips and tricks. Here's another one. I took all of the items in my makeup bag that I actually use on a daily basis, and I put them in a smaller bag. So now I'm using them until I use them up. And then after I use them up, I'm going to go into my closet filled with shit, filled with beauty products and shampoo and conditioner and dry shampoo and all this shit that I have that I just kept buying for no reason because I don't know, maybe I like the packaging. I don't know, like, why do you guys buy stuff? Maybe I was like depressed. Maybe I was in a bad mood. Maybe I was in a good mood. It's like, you know what they say about bars? If you own a bar, you're always going to make money because people drink when they're sad and people drink when they're happy. It's like same with shopping. And I had this awful shopping addiction ever since I was a little kid. Yeah, sure, I can blame my parents for it, but now I realize as an adult that I have to take matters into my own hands. And that's why I started going to therapy for so many years and realized that there was some kind of void I was filling with all this shit. And to be honest, it was a lot worse. I spent a godly amount of money in 1 year on shopping when I was like doing really, really, really badly. And the only thing that I have left from that year is one Chanel bag. And trust me, I could have bought a car. I could have bought a nice fucking car with all the money that I spent. But besides the point is I'm using all this product, which I actually love. If you want to know what it is, just comment and I'm happy to share. But I am not telling you, I'm not influencing you to buy anything. Please do not buy anything. Let's do this together. Let's just use what we have, use it up, and when it's done, that's when you can go shopping.
I haven't shopped since June 20th. I have the exact day. I went back in my emails. The last purchase was from Rode. I got the phone case that holds the lip gloss. I have not used it. And I got the blush, which I do use every single day. But I'm not buying anything unless I run out and I don't have a replacement. Ran out of my favorite tinted sunscreen, the Elastin one, but I can't buy it again because I have the Kosas one. I ran out of my favorite skin tint, which is the L'Oreal Hyaluronic Acid one, but I have the Hourglass one, so I'm using that. I'm in the shower just randomly mixing all these shampoos and conditioners because I have so many. I'm going to use everything until it's gone. And only then can I repurchase it. But it's been amazing. Like, I can't tell you the mental freedom that I'm feeling. And that I have way less chatter in my head. I have way less clutter in my home. I've saved so much money. Because I am like certified shopaholic. Like, it's not just I randomly treat myself. It was like really bad. I actually had like so many things I haven't even taken the tags off of in my office. And I had a bunch of stuff that I tried on from Nordstrom that I didn't want, so I took them back. 7 items, and it was $1,100. That was very eye-opening, because I was like, why am I shopping like this? What needs are not being met? So I'm journaling instead, and I'm getting out, getting my 10,000 steps in, anything but shopping.
Things you only need one of. Emphasis on need. You only need one purse. You only need one pair of headphones. You only need one water bottle. I have like 10. You only need one body wash. You only need one winter coat. You only need one pair of tennis shoes.
Underconsumption or underconsumption core is usually when people intentionally limit their purchases, often embracing less is more philosophy. While this can lead to a simpler life, it can also gloss over the real struggles faced by those who cannot afford basic necessity. Again, underconsumption can even come in form of food insecurity. For example, some people choose to eat less or skip meals entirely as a way to kind of save money. This isn't a lifestyle choice for everyone, but for some or for many, it's a harsh reality of financial strain. Another type or way we can look at underconsumption core or underconsumption itself is when we often see people showcasing their very little and minimal wardrobes or thrifted wardrobes or collection of clothes. But the thing is, for many, there is actually an inability and a reality of being unable to buy clothes that are trendy. I know it looks like it's a thin line between the real underconsumption or the real underconsumption core and underconsumption and underconsumption trend. I'm trying to think people that are following me are actually understanding what I'm saying. In my opinion, underconsumption or underconsumption core is not a bad thing because, okay, if you have a running shoe, a normal shoe, and you wear it to work and you run with the other one, and then you buy another one when that one that you have worn out, that is a good thing. Or when it's summertime, you pick out your clothes that you already folded somewhere and then you wear your summer clothing. And when it's winter time, you take the summer clothes and put them somewhere and then bring out your winter clothes. That is okay. That is normal. That is what we love. That is what we want to see because this will really cut down on the overconsumption. It will cut down on wastage and it would cut down on just overspending unnecessarily. But here is where the thin line is. There are people who actually are showcasing that they are under consuming products online or on social media just to get views or just to make money or just because it is trendy. But in the real life, they are not actually wearing two shoes. They're not actually wearing their clothes. They have more clothes that they're showcasing. And this can mimic mocking people who are actually living this type of life, the underconsumption kind of life in reality. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I want to be clear again. While there is nothing wrong with minimalism or saving money, we need to approach this topic with sensitivity. It's essential to recognize that for some, underconsumption isn't a choice, it's a necessity, it's their life. But romanticizing it can feel offensive to those who are genuinely facing hardship. In my opinion, I feel like social media influencers that are uptaking the on the consumption core or the consumption trend should try to advocate for awareness by having conversation around the reality of poverty and sharing stories and highlighting the systemic issues rather than just taking the overconsumption or rather than just taking the underconsumption core like a trend. Yes, because they can snap out of it, but they still can educate themselves by learning the socioeconomic factors contributing to poverty. And understanding these issues can actually help create the right content and help in engaging in discussions that are more inclusive and respectful than just a trend. I do know that there is a thin line between underconsumption and overconsumption, but hopefully, I hope I have been able to explain the main thin line that could cause the romanticizing of underconsumption to be kind of offensive even to people who are really living the life. Because the people living the life, they cannot snap out of it. And I know that they could be wishing for the influencers creating content on underconsumption core to practice compassionate towards them, by helping out and engaging in local charities and food bank that genuinely help the real people in need. Because this trendiness of everything going around, just like what just went on during the Mom Deserve a Purse, I hope I'm saying it right. Yes, I know the social media influencers are trying to help mothers. By the end of the day, it got interrupted by people who went to start taking the money from the formulas and the diapers and the wipes out instead of the moms that were intended to be able to find the money. So we should not just use poverty as a way to trend, because people are really living that life and they cannot snap out of it. When we are discussing underconsumption, we have to choose our words carefully and avoid framing it as a trend or lifestyle, because there are serious implications for so many people that are living in poverty. Some people probably cannot even pay for basic utilities, and they have to compensate in thinking, do I buy new clothing for my children, or do I buy new clothing for myself, or do I buy diaper for my children? So these are real issues. And with the fact that the underconsumption core trend is a good thing, we have to realize that some influencers are not really living those lives. They're not. If you have been able to gain or learn one or two things or understand better on this topic, kindly click the subscribe button, share, and click the like button so that the algorithm can showcase us to other people who are interested in this type of videos. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate you. See you in the next video. Bye bye.